Yeah, I mean, it is back to school Monday for most kids in our area, including in Marietta City Schools. And we're happy to be joined this morning by the superintendent, Dr. Grant Rivera. Dr. Rivera, it's great having you on the show. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. All right, so rainy weekend leading into Monday. You guys ready? What are you doing in these final days to get the classrooms ready, staff, and everybody?
Yeah, so we welcomed our teachers back this past week, and today, in fact, we've got hundreds of middle schoolers that are walking into the building this morning and throughout the day to get their schedules, meet their teachers, learn the new routines around the building. We'll welcome our elementary kids on Monday. We have Sneak a Peek, where the kids get to come back, and everybody loves a kindergarten teacher, so they'll be running in the doors, hugging their teacher. But we start school on Tuesday. Our buses roll early that morning. We're just excited to get this school year underway. Listen, we love our kids, and the buildings aren't the same without them. So we're excited to have them back.
All right, Tuesday, the official start then. What's new in Marietta this year?
A couple things. I think from an adult perspective, the adults are talking, the teachers and staff are talking about AI. Like, what does that look like? What does it not look like in K-5? And what does it look like in middle and high school? Talking about screen time in Marietta. I know Atlanta Public Schools is doing the same. Coming out of COVID, there was this pendulum swing around ed tech, and I think that's relevant both in our classrooms, but as the parent of two kids in elementary and middle school, I think parents are having the same conversation as well about what's the appropriate screen time at home and how do we balance that. So we're having those same conversations in Marietta. It's just an exciting opportunity as we start school year. We want to get kids connected to their teachers, connected to clubs and activities, sports, and all the things that really define our core memory as adults for middle and high school, and certainly elementary as well. So it's just an exciting time of year.
I want to ask you about that screen time, because I noticed a resolution was passed just a couple weeks ago, and it's my understanding you're going to spend the year kind of thinking about it, and it's going to be grade by grade level, right? What does that look like? You think a year from now, what kind of decisions will have been made?
Yeah, so I think it's two-part. I think the first thing that happens immediately on day one is around screen time. That will not take the full year. What we've told our teachers is the very best technology that ever existed in a classroom didn't require a battery. So our belief in Marietta is that we use Chromebooks, but for that matter, screens. Screens are closed by default, open with purpose. The only time we should have teachers opening up a Chromebook or a screen or a device is when that technology can do something the teacher can't. Our most important dynamic in a classroom is building caring relationships with children, and a computer can't do that. So that's going to happen immediately right out of the gate, day one, August 4th. What we're going to spend the year doing is acknowledging the complexities of AI. We do not believe AI has a place in our elementary classrooms. We do believe there is a supervised, if you will, very intentional use of AI in a limited way in our middle schools and high schools. We acknowledge that the rate of change around AI, where cell phones and computers might have taken years and decades to integrate, AI is changing by the day and the week, so we recognize that. So we're going to take the year, really a process to help teachers understand how do you plan for effective instruction with AI, how do you assess to know what kids are doing. If a child uses AI to get their way through the end of year project, we've accomplished nothing, nor has the child. And I think lastly, how do we communicate with parents and families? When my 13-year-old is sitting at home at the kitchen counter doing a homework assignment, I need to know as a dad whether that's something where she should have access or not have access to AI. And I think the last thing is we purchased a really unique platform called Magic School. It's being used throughout the country. It's the first time Marietta will kind of use this resource, but it's an idea that we create, if you will, a closed environment where kids can access AI resources, but it's not full-blown like ChatGPT or Claude or otherwise. So we're going to do it in moderation. We'll do it deliberately, and we'll try to do the right thing by kids.
Dr. Rivera, we've had a number of superintendents on the show this week. We had DeKalb, Fulton, we got Cherokee on next hour. I believe, Marietta is a little different because you're a smaller district from your peers. How does that allow you to do things differently and approach education differently and create, different experiences for families?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say we're very fortunate in Marietta. There are exceptional school districts around Metro Atlanta, and I think so highly of my colleagues and the work they're doing, my fellow superintendents. But I'll tell you, in Marietta, we're lucky to have a partnership with the city of Marietta, with the Marietta Police Department, Marietta Fire, roughly 8,500 kids, 12 schools. I mean, just on my drive in this morning, the mayor calls me and says, "Hey, Grant, I've got an idea." And we collaborate around special things for children. We genuinely believe that Marietta City Schools doesn't just serve our 8,500 kids, but the entire families and every family and the generation of Blue Devils who come before them. So it is a beautiful place to raise a family. I believe it's an exceptional place to be an educator, and we believe we provide an experience through our school district that really is special, different, and better.
How you doing with staffing heading into the new year? Teachers, staff, and bus drivers?
Yeah, we're fortunate. We're fully staffed, both relative to teachers. We're fully staffed regarding bus drivers. We're very lucky in Marietta. We have a amazing set of employees, 1,200 strong, who care deeply about our kids, and we'll have everybody in place with open arms, ready to welcome our kids on Tuesday morning.
All right, I want to ask you something a little personal. You get a $10,000 bonus every year, but for many years you've donated it, helping college seniors with their application fees. Why is that important to you, and do you plan to do that again this year?
Yeah, so this is my 9th year here in Marietta. I've done it every year. My wife and I just believe strongly that when kids have done everything right in the classroom, really throughout their entire K-12 trajectory, as seniors, what my wife and I do together is we cover the cost of a college application fee for every senior at Marietta High School. The belief is, and we encourage kids to apply early admission and early action. What we know is that when kids apply early, their chances to get in increases as they go to college. So my wife and I say to kids all the time, like, you've done everything right. This is nothing more than our chance to say thank you. So it's a blessing. It's an honor. These kids are incredible. I mean, like I mentioned, I've got a 10 and 13-year-old. They look up to these kids that walk the hallways as seniors at Marietta High School. They're role models, they're leaders, and it's just a small thank you from my family to theirs for doing everything right and being such incredible role models in this community.
Well, hats off to you all, and thank you for sharing that anecdote. As we look ahead to this year, what's going to be a successful year in your mind? Anything else you want to add today?
Yeah, I'll say this. Listen, we can always talk about test scores. Marietta has been one of the leaders around literacy in the state of Georgia, but I'll be honest with you, I'll put all that off to the side. My 10 and 13-year-old, when they talk about the most special moments they had 10 years from now, and they think about the core memories they had in our classrooms, it's going to be about the relationships that educators built with them, from the bus driver to the teacher to the principal to the counselor. And I think for me, success is that every child having meaningful relationships where they walk in and when they see a caring adult who wears blue and calls himself a Marietta staff member, whatever their capacity, it's a big smile, it's a big hug. They know they're safe, they know they're loved. When that happens, then we'll move mountains together academically. All the other stuff happens as a result of the relationships and the compassion and the heart that I believe is at the core of the work we do. So for me, that's success. When that happens, families will know their kids come home loved, we'll have happy children, and this district will continue to thrive.
Dr. Rivera, hope it's a great year for you, all the students in Marietta City Schools, and for your 10 and 13-year-old as well. Thank you for your time this morning.
I appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Come back anytime.